Boise State for the win. They hand it off to Johnson. Boise State has won the tournament.
They take a downfield shot. And the catch is made. It's Lennon Williams. Still spinning free. Touchdown! The touchdown, the first possession, back in the game. And he's loose again. Edwards off and running. Welcome back, Donovan Edwards.
He's going for the corner. He's got it.
This is the Gridiron Uncensored.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Gridiron Uncensored podcast. And of course, we are rolling along in the season preview era of this offseason. And let me just tell you, we were talking about Offstate. It takes effort, all right? We're researching and trying to make sure we're not wrong. And, you know, so we appreciate you guys watching these and sharing them like that. It means a lot because we do put in some time here. We're rolling through the Big 12. And just a deep conference. It feels like a lot of, again, back and forth. Anybody could win it. Teams are going to get upset. And I don't know if anybody's going to go undefeated in this league. But tonight we're going to talk some Cincinnati. And, this to me is an intriguing team when you look at, where 2024 went, how close some of the losses were, in that season, and then what they're bringing into this 2025 year. Trev, let's look at this 2024 season, my man, and just see. I mean, look at how close some of these losses were. Texas Tech, Pitt early by 1 point. Colorado game was closer, but West Virginia, and then you end the season with a tight loss to TCU. So there's so many one-score games there that if they could have flipped that, they're going bowling, man. But alas, they finished 5-7. So. They got some things to fix. What do you think? Coaching staff wise, schedule from 2024. What can they do to, or what have they done to plus up? Going into this new season.
I mean, rightfully so. I feel that they made some needed changes. I think. My link just crapped out on me. So no that's great. So
there's like a couple of guys like Braswell they brought in. The guy from LSU, Hicks, was one that I thought was an important get. He was a senior analyst for LSU, so that's a nice one to bring in to try and plus up the staff. But really, same head coach, and it's hard for Cincinnati where they got left, kind of before they jumped into the Big 12. Obviously with Fickle was there, they got him to the playoffs, and then he popped smoke. They went, from Group of 5 into the Big 12, and they got left kind of, scrambling, trying to figure out how are we going to do this Power 5 style, and now Power 4. But I mean, you look at 2022, they went 9-4. 23, you go 3-9, and that's the first year of this coaching staff. 2024. Okay, now you're up to 5-7. So they're getting things going. They're figuring things out. The portal's kind of working for them. And now we're looking into 2025. And hey, they're Portland again. They got the 30. They brought in the 51st transfer portal class. So not horrible, nothing crazy, but there's some good guys on there. They brought in 16, lost 15. To me, this is a team that's working on getting that next level, going where they need to go to really contend in the Big 12. And maybe people don't like, or shocked to hear that. I think they can contend. It's just such an open conference, Trev. And to me, anything can freaking happen.
Okay.
Are you good?
I'm just having all sorts of technical difficulties over here. I'm so sorry, folks, that you are looking at the dang schedule still. Well, everything is going wrong right now. So.
Hey, it's all good. Hey, I keep rolling. But really just saying that this team, I think, has a nice chance with what the portal did and just getting into the groove of this Power 4, Big 12 style.
Agreed.
And really, they had some nice gets in the portal. White McLean, Tolly Walker, Joe Cotton's a huge one. That's a monster on the line that's going to bring bring some more continuity to that to that system, that style that they're planning on running, trying to get that run game really going. And then outside of that, losing it, Tony Johnson was one, Jordan Robinson was the other. Really, when I look at their portal class, the losses don't really outweigh what you gained. So I think that's a huge plus for this team getting to that bowl game mark and getting beyond it. Are you good? You see anything on the portal side, Trev, that intrigues you?
I just overall think that they had about as good of a portal for a Cincinnati team that kind of underwhelmed last year that you could probably ask for. I think that they got a few pieces that could definitely plug and play right away, like a Joe Cotton, even though he's coming from a South Dakota. I think that massive body, that 6'7", 315 is a good anchor at the tackle or even at a guard position would be something that he could step in right away and maybe learn the offense where a guard isn't as offensive linemen out there. Don't kill me for saying this, but I say that the guard position isn't as out on an island as a tackle position is. You're not one-on-one all the time, where as a tackle position you are. Where I think this Joe Cotton, I like him, and there's a few. It's hard with the portal right now because this particular portal class I feel like is a little bit on the underwhelming side for me as far as explosive players that you're bringing in. But at the same time, I thought that they had a good recruiting class. And they have a 4-star running back, Zion Johnson, coming out of Georgia. Decent looking player. I mean, I watched a couple of videos on him. He looks like a pretty explosive young player that could potentially take snaps this season for him.
Yeah, I mean, they've got guys all over the roster, and then more bringing in wide receivers. Cyrus Allen coming in from Texas A&M, safety help coming in from Tennessee with Christian Harrison, guys that can plug in. Mentioned Tawi Walker, coming in from Wisconsin. I think he's going to be an immediate impact type guy. So if you want, let's move on. Let's look at these offense, defense guys, and kind of see what this team's looking at. Some of the numbers, returning production, 65%, returning production. That I think good for 22nd, in the country based on the, Bill Connolly's list. And then, again, we mentioned the portal 51st class, S&P plus, they're rated as the 66th best team. So right there in the middle, and along with a couple of the other Big 12 teams. And again, that's, recruiting rankings, that's returning production, that's, how they've done over the past, couple seasons. So obviously the initial ranking means a little bit, but that'll change as we go through the season and you get more, data to plug in. But it's an interesting starting point. Offense, really, it's the ground game. When you look at this team, and I think what they're trying to build is a good running attack. And when you have, Walker coming in, that's going to help. But you also have Brendan Sorsby at quarterback, and that guy's pretty damn good. I like what this guy's got. He's underrated, I think, nationally when, people talk about quarterbacks. But he played at Indiana first. And then he came over to Cincinnati in 24, and he threw almost 3,000 yards passing, 18 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. That's not a horrible ratio at all. 9 rushing touchdowns. So if you're getting Walker going, you're getting Sorsby still, turning his legs. You brought in guys on the line to help plus that up, Trev. This is going to be a dangerous offense again. And
not to mention you're bringing back the redshirt senior Joe Royer at tight end, who had the single season reception record for tight ends, and he's coming back. So you got that as a good staple for the passing game on top of the running game. Who else they got? They got the trio of speedster receivers: Cyrus Allen, Colorado State's Caleb Goody, and Lindenwood's Jeff Caldwell, all coming in. And I was just like, here's the thing about the transfer portal, and this is just me kind of talking off kilter a little bit, is that I feel like it's not about who you bring in. Well, it is about who you bring in, but it's how the pieces mold together. And whether they're 3 stars, 2 stars, no stars, it don't matter. If they're a decent player and they've played at a level that you think they can compete on your team, it's more or less a personality thing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's more or less a mindset. If they have the right mindset to play D1 college football. And honestly, a lot of these transfer guys that are transferring 3, 4, 5 times in a 4-year, 5-year span, I question their commitment to excellence, commitment to succeeding at one program.
Yeah.
So, and that's where a lot of us have a lot of problems with the transfer portal.
And to me, I know a lot of there's hate on that, and I agree it sucks. But at the same time, if they're a cancer, it's good to send them away. Yep. And I'd take some of these 5-star guys, they come in and they're already on their 4th or 5th school. We've seen that a couple times over the last couple seasons. Give me some of these 3-star rated portal prospects.
That's right.
That want to be there, that are excited for the opportunity, or maybe a second chance depending. But yeah, some of these guys are 4th, 5th time. See you later. Go on somewhere else.
Bye, Felicia.
Go sign to Indeedjobs.com. But yeah, I like what
post that
Cincinnati.
resume.
Yeah, post that. Go get a job, my man. Put the fries in a bag. I really like what Cincy's got going on offense. I think there's room here for a little bit more improvement, even from what they had last season. And you look again at the the 2024 schedule real quick. Sometimes they just did not score enough. There's 17 points against Iowa State, 15 against Kansas State. So you're looking at a couple of these that, all right, how can you finish these drives? Because they're moving the football. You just got to be able to finish the drive. And
I would say in some of these games they had, for example, the Arizona State game, their defense was hold and serve.
Yeah.
24 points isn't, Arizona State was a better coach, better team than 24 points. And against the Cincy team, they had a chance to beat, they won that game. But I'm saying the consistency with Cincinnati in the Arizona State game should have carried over to the Buffalo game, which it kind of did. They still got the 23 points. They've definitely, like you said, Brendan, they got to find an offensive rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would say that in a Big 12 league right now, the way it is, I feel like you got to be able to average 31 points a game with some of these offenses,
I can agree with that, especially if you want to win this thing, you got to get in that 30-point range. And really, again, so many of these were one-score games. If you can a couple of flips, finish a drive or two, this team is going to be right there. And we'll talk some defense too. We mentioned them. Not really there was times they held up, but others they just
right.
If your offense can't finish drives, your defense is going to get hit too.
Yeah, exactly.
So you look at it. I want to see them find a little bit more pressure to help out the offense, get some more sacks. Defense has some solid players on it, from returning production, but also in the portal. They've got a great defensive lineman, Corleone. Linebackers might be the weakest spot, but it's not bad. And I'm just saying on their on their team, Jack Dingle's looking pretty good. That's a solid player. He's returning. You got some good looking transfers coming in that we've talked about. So this is a team that if they can put everything together, they can finish drives. Again, get more sacks, get more run stops.
That's right.
They're gonna be right in it. Trev, do you see anything defensively on this team? Cornerbacks, I thought was a solid position. They've got some depth there. They got some portal guys that I think we mentioned will step in right away. Matthew McDoom's one of them coming over from the Chanticleers. Can't call them what our friend calls them. But, oh hell, they're the Beachcocks. But that's it, man. Coastal Carolina, good player right there that they got. What do you see on defense?
I mean, they have their one D tackle coming back, Dante Corleone, which is great. You already mentioned him.
Yeah.
And look, they have a lot of great pieces, or not great. Great's a strong word. I would say that they have solid pieces like a CJ McCray coming from Virginia Tech. They have, I saw like 3 different safeties coming from three different levels of college football. One from New Mexico State, one from Middle Tennessee, then another from Tennessee.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I don't know, man. I love what they're doing, but a lot of these guys were more than likely not starters.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, for lack of a better term, an untested thing.
Sure.
For me. Here's the thing is that when it's untested, that means we really just don't know what we're going to get. And that's more exciting to me than a team that loads up on 4 and 5 stars. Like, I don't know, our old friends, Florida State.
Yeah.
And flops the big one because they were, we got all these players and, they do nothing.
You had to drop them.
I'm going to drop them until they start winning. Until their philosophy actually gets them wins, they are going to be the benchmark for all shitty transfer portals. 4 stars do not equal wins. 5 stars don't equal wins. A good, solid team chemistry, that equals wins.
Yeah, culture and guys that want to be there.
Culture and guys that actually want to do the right thing all the time.
Yeah,
is the teams that are going to be successsul. And keep your damn mouth shut.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. Don't talk. Go play it on the field.
Just play football.
Colorado. So let's look at, we talked about the team that there's depth there. There's pluses up on the lines. Brendan Sorsby coming in. I think that's so crucial. Running back position. So there's pieces here for them to try and get that bowl game. Looking at their numbers from what I've seen on the sports book, their over under is 6.5.
6.5, huh?
So let's go look at this 2025 schedule. The start obviously is tough, versus Nebraska. It's in Kansas City, but then you go out and you play Bowling Green and Northwestern State. That's not Northwestern, okay? That's Northwestern State Demons. So you get a tough game against Nebraska. This is their 3rd season with Rule. They're trying to figure some things out. There's room here, I think, for an upset in week 1, and then you go on. You get a couple of warm ups, really, correct any last miscues that you've had, and then Trevor, you get into it. What are you seeing, buddy? Right
out the gate, Kansas, Iowa State. That's a tough back to back.
Yeah.
UCF. We already talked about them, and they're going to be much improved. We feel like this season. Man, there's no breaks for Cincy, unfortunately, in this season. Especially, in my opinion, I mean, looking at the schedule, seriously, that middle stretch is ridiculous.
It's tough.
It's ridiculous.
Kansas has improved. Iowa State,
Oklahoma State, the Cowboys, Baylor, and Utah. We all expect all 3 of those teams to be better than they were last year and more competitive.
UCF. It'll be in it. It's all big on quarterback there and the defense, but there should be some improvements on that team. Utah for sure. I think we both agree on that one, Trev. They'll be vastly improved. And then even closing out, Arizona. It's a team that they've got some hunger there to improve. BYU, we mentioned again. We don't know what's going to happen at quarterback with them because of the allegations that are out of from Retzlaff, and then TCU to finish off, and they've got some players too. So 6.5 is the over under, and the Big 12 again is just so close in parity.
Yeah, totally. I'm totally taking the under on that one.
Oh, taking the under.
Sorry, Bearcats, but that middle stretch is going to be painful.
I think they're going to knock some folks off, and I'll probably go right at 7.
Really? I think I have them at 6 because I think they could at least get
the bowl game,
get 2 wins right out the gate because I think they might lose to Nebraska.
Yeah,
I think that they'll get 2 out of the 6 win, go 2-6 in that middle stretch, and I think that they could get 2 wins out of the last 3 games.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I guess bowl game does count, doesn't it?
Yeah. So
are we counting bowl game as the over and under?
I think that goes for it, right? Or I guess that's regular season too. So win total is it's based on the regular season, not
maybe I have to take the over then, because I mean, if it's not regular season, it's including a bowl game, then I think that they potentially. Well, I don't know who they're going to play in the bowl game, so I can't say if they're going to be an over on that one.
We're sending them to hey, listen, they're going to get that win in the conference championship. I'm just kidding. I don't think they're going to make it that far. But
no, I think I'm going to stick it. I think I'm okay with taking the under, and they're going to stop at 6 wins.
Stopping at 6. I'm going to say they sneak out a 7th. I like Sorsby, and you get him another year and some updates to the coaching staff, a little bit more,
right.
Continuity across the depth of the team.
Yeah.
I feel like they might upset some people. We don't know enough about Oklahoma State, UCF, Iowa State. Again, they've lost some people, though. I still like their quarterback. It's an interesting year for Cincinnati. They need a bowl game. There's no doubt about it. To see improvement and to feel confident that this thing is going where it needs to be, he's got to get them a bowl win, or at least a bowl berth. I mean, you don't want to go 6 and 7, but 6 wins is better than 5.
Right.
So we shall see what happens with old Cincy, but I feel a little bit more inclined to trust it this season. We shall see.
We shall see.
Let us know what you guys think. Why would you take the over? Why would you take the under? If you're fans, let us know if we're where we're off base at, or maybe what we missed. We'd like to talk about it. Shoot us messages, or comments in the YouTube, and share and comment and subscribe, all that good stuff. Trev,
that's right.
We appreciate you guys, and let's shut her down, baby. We'll see you on the next episode.
I will see you next one. Take it easy, guys.
Night.